Yo.
What up? What up? Let's go.
Let's go. What's popping, man? Look at us getting started early.
Right, man? We might be a little less inebriated today.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say that. I was like,
I'm feeling good.
still almost sober.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Compliment Podcast. He is Swan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with a drink of the day.
Oh, we got a little deliciousness. We got a little bit of old school or one of our favorites with a new little twist in here. So we did something I like to call the old blackie.
Wait a minute, that sound kind of racist.
The old blackie, it might be.
I think only I'm allowed to say that.
I'm gonna need you to speak to this one, Sean, as our resident blackie. If this is your first time listening to us, this is that's good.
Sorry.
I'm not. But this one's kind of like, it's sort of an old fashioned, but we didn't do the things like the simple syrups and as much bitter. So about 1.5 ounces of bourbon. This week we did the Willet, and then we actually did the Saints Alley with it as well. So both of it good. So 1.5 ounces of bourbon. We did about 3/4 ounce of blackberry liqueur, and then about 3 dashes of bitters. And that's it. You stir that in a mixing glass, pour it in a rocks glass with a big ball of ice or a cube or whatever you got. And I garnish with a mint, which is a little different, from the old fashioned. Normally do the citrus, but this mint, make sure you crack that mint. And it's odd. You get like this refreshing like hint, like smell, and then when you drink it, you get that old fashioned, a kick. It's good. Man, I like it. I originally had different ideas on blackberry stuff, but like blackberries aren't in season, so it's difficult to get like.
I think blueberries are in now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a shit ton of blueberries.
Okay,
so I should have. Yeah. So not much, but I used the blackberry liqueur, but it worked out. So bourbon, blackberry liqueur, the Angostura bitters, and
no, it hits, man. This one is good, and I love the lately we've been trying to do the more simple drinks, like the 3 ingredients kind of thing, man. And those, they're easy to remember. And then if you have the good liquor, right, you can actually taste it. I love it, man.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I like it, man.
All right, man. Yo, we talking about March Madness,
bro. Best tournament so far that I've watched in a long time. I think I've watched more of this tournament than I've watched in any.
I love March Madness.
Yeah, I always love it, man. But I feel like college basketball has sucked in the last few years. And I think we talked about this lately. Is like, it feels like college basketball is
back
on its way back, man. And it's because of NIL. It's weird. It's doing the opposite for college basketball that it's doing for some of the other sports, where because the kids are getting paid, they're sticking around, and so now you get these established talents that are NBA caliber talents who are still playing college ball because they're getting paid. And man, the talent on display, the games are close. You still get the shitty game every once in a while where you get some fucking, you
get a blowout.
Yeah. But for the most part, man, they're close games. They're, you get some underdogs in there. But it's interesting to see this final 16. It's like, it's usually the blue bloods. And then, and if it's not the blue bloods, it's the legacy, I would say, legend coaches. It's the Rick Pitino's and the John Calipari's, because no matter what programs they're at, they're in the Sweet 16, man. Those guys know how to coach.
I was telling my son this weekend, because like being from New York, like St. John's always had this kind of mystique, and obviously like hometown team, right? Yeah. And now that Rick Pitino is coaching them again, it's like they're back. Oh. And man, so I feel so like the nostalgia. I don't even know where he's from, but he just feels like
he gives that Al Pacino vibe, that Italian, right? Yeah, he does. I'm pretty sure he's from New York, man. I'm pretty sure Rick Pitino's got to be from New York, man. If he's not, he's somebody fucking
no, man. I'm rooting for them to go all the way. I don't know if they'll make it. There's obviously some good teams in there, but hey, they're in the Sweet 16. And that's what you can ask for. I love how it starts off on a Thursday with 64 teams, and by Sunday it's down to 16.
Born in New York City. Of course, bro. Yeah, and first head coach to win a title with 2 different programs. So
that dude has to also be like, when the St. John's coaching spot comes up and they go after him, just being a New Yorker, he has to go like, oh hell yeah.
I think, yeah, with the exception of he had Louisville, which is a you know
Mhm.
a legacy program in college basketball. Like you want, I think if you coach college basketball, you want Louisville, you want Kentucky, you want North Carolina, you want Duke. Maybe Michigan State and
Michigan,
UConn
yeah.
are the, I think those are,
Mhm.
and then to your point, but then I think it becomes a regional thing where, like, if you're from New York, or that tri-state area, St. John's, Villanova, I think are
Yeah,
meaningful.
man.
Um, but yeah, he's so New York, such a legend, and I yeah, it's weird. College basketball is odd sport where the head coaches are the celebrities. Like, and I think college basketball, I mean, football has a similar thing where the head coaches are almost just as it's kind of like, you follow a team because they have a star player like LeBron or Luka or whatever.
Right.
It's like college basketball, there'll be head coaches like a Rick Pitino that you'll follow,
Yeah.
or John Calipari. It's like
And
a
especially
Tom Izzo.
especially because those guys only typically, like, the players only stay for up to 4 years. The coaches are there, if they're good,
Right.
far
In
beyond
fucking
that.
perpetuity feels like it's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Mike Krzyzewski, obviously,
Yep.
absolute legend. Up until a few years ago, Roy Williams is no longer, but there are these coaches that are like that almost transcend the programs, and they're big. But man, what an amazing tournament. Just watch these kids play. And then I like seeing even on the women's side, like I don't like watching the women's game, but I saw, it was a Brenda Fries,
Brendan Freeze, yep.
just go in on one of her players. And then that was controversial.
Oh,
And
it's
I'm like,
like the hard coach.
just fucking hard coaching,
Oh,
yelling.
man,
She's
I
in her
fucking
face.
dude, I
I
love
love
that
that
shit,
shit.
bro.
Dude,
I
and it
fucking
reminded
love
me
that.
of a Rick Pitino moment from about a year ago. It wasn't in this tournament,
Okay.
but it was when he first took over St. John's. And I want to play it because I think it's like you and I have a lot of conversations about, like, we're especially when it comes to our kids, but like, trying to raise young men.
Yep.
And it's something I think that gets lost a lot, and it's like the toughness of just fucking life isn't
Of
all
life,
unicorns and
bro.
rainbows and shit. And so I want to play this. Go. This is from December of 2024. I think that's the first year that he had taken over St. John's.
Okay.
So and this is him in the locker room at halftime, just going in on his
Lighten 'em up.
players. Yeah. And so I want to play this here. So he's
And be a basketball player. Dig in. Every time you miss a shot, your game deflates. We don't care about your missed shots. Play defense. You guys keep blowing opportunity upon opportunity upon opportunity. You're like children with bad things happening. Instead of digging in and be tougher, you wilt. Where is your toughness? Where have you guys been raised that you're so weak mentally that you just give up when something doesn't go right for you? Don't you know what adversity is all about? That's the game of life, not the game of basketball. You don't get down when things go wrong. You dig in and get tougher. Your whole life's going to be adversity. Learn how to deal with it. Dig in.
Oh,
dude,
man.
it's your
Fucking
whole
love
life's
that,
gonna be
bro.
adversity. Learn how to fucking deal with it. Is like, oh, dude, just I like when he goes like, "Where the fuck were you guys raised?" And I think
Right, right.
it's a I
Dude,
don't
it's a
want
reminder to
oh
parents because, like,
oh
I
my
struggle with
god.
that shit, and you and I talk all the time, man. It's like, I have 2 boys that I'm super proud. I have 3 boys, but, I'm super proud of all of them. But 2 of them are 19 years old. They're in college, and sometimes, man, like, a matter of fact, it happened this past week where I had one who, they had spring break, and he had a test that he knew about for a week, and it was like, he waited to the last minute to study, and then it was like he wasn't getting the concepts, and he was frustrated, and he was talking like almost like talking like I'm gonna give up. I don't have to do this school stuff anymore. I'll just drop out, like that kind of
Yeah,
talk.
yeah,
And I let him kind of have his tantrum moment, but
yeah.
then the next day, like I got on his ass, and I'm just like, dude, you have to dig in, man. You have to dig deep. And I go, I understand like this, like college algebra is not the fucking be all to end all by any means, right? And I'm like, but you have to dig deep and just prove to yourself that when shit gets hard, that you can put in the work and the effort and you can push past that. And I go, not for the grade, for you. So that when later on in life, when shit happens to you, that you know that if you just put in the work and you put in the effort and you grind, you'll get through it.
Yeah. Dude,
And that's what you see from
yeah,
from that
from
speech there.
Patino.
And those coaches, man, like I love when I see the coaches because they do. Yes, they're coaching a basketball team in this scenario, but they're raising young men and women.
And it goes to
deal
show
with the
why
work.
he's successful.
Yeah.
He's he is not only is he good at the X's and O's part, right? Like basketball wise, is at the end of the day, he is raising young men.
That's right.
And, like it or not, and it could be a controversial comment, I'm sure a lot of the young men that go through his programs are maybe they don't have father figures in their lives, right? Like some of them, and they need guidance, and you get someone like a legend like Rick Pitino, and he talks to you that way, and I think you need that. We were talking a little bit about this before, and like one of the things that always kind of like hits me is like, because you see this dynamic between mothers and fathers with their kids. And it's like mothers are constantly trying to protect their kids from the world. And I think with fathers is we're constantly trying to prepare them for it. And neither is, I think the thing is that they both have their place and they're both very necessary. But it does create like conflict, I think, in ways that you almost like you want to raise kids. And it's almost like an understanding of like, hey, I understand you need to coddle, but like I need to prepare him for the other side of that, which is like no one's gonna feel bad for you when you get out there.
That's right.
Like he's. I thought his thing was so poignant because it just speaks to, you mentioned something with your kids before where he was like, I don't want to go through with this, but he also probably doesn't deal with a lot of adversity in the sense of like,
no,
his life's been pretty cushy,
pretty
right?
good, bro.
Because like you go, testament to you and your wife, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys have been able to
We've
provide
created
them with a very a stable environment. They've gotten to experience extracurriculars and beyond what any of us could have dreamed of as kids. Like you've been able to provide for your kids, whether it's vacations, whether it's things, whether it's clothes, and so. To no fault of their own, their life has been cushy, right?
Yeah.
And so wanting to fold at that first sign of like, this is hard.
Right.
So fuck it. But it's also it's also in how we raise them because we've been saving them from the hard shit their whole life. Their whole life, man. And yeah, so I thought, man, that what a again, a great tournament, a great thing for basketball, the stuff, and to see his success. But it reminded me of that clip when he kind of laid in on them and he had first gone to St. John's and, people are thinking like, oh, he's Rick Pitino, he's kind of washed, he's older, his thing. And then like, here we are a year later and that team is in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And he's restored this legacy program. Because to your point, man, like St. John, I watch, the Northeast doesn't watch college football. We watch college basketball for sure growing up, especially with the Fab Five and all that, like in the Michigan and those teams, like those 90s, 80s college basketball was fun to watch, and the St. John teams are fun to watch. So, it was cool to see that, man. And Brenda Freeze, man, I don't want to get too far away from her. It's like as a women's coach, there was controversy because she's in her player's face and I'm going to forget the girl's name and I'm so sorry. Like she's like one of the top players in the country in
what
women's
school?
basketball.
What school is this?
It is Maryland.
Okay.
And the girl's name is like it's something. I'm gonna get it wrong. So, but anyway, but Brenda Freeze is in her face and she's yelling, and I'm paraphrasing here, but what she tells her is something like, "I believe in you, but you have to want this too."
And you have to believe in yourself.
And you have to believe in yourself. And she's screaming at her, and then she taps her on the shoulder. She's like, "Get out there!" And
she's screaming at her, and like. And kind of put the finger in her, right?
And the girl goes off, and I think she makes a play immediately. I think it's in the game. I want to say she scores immediately. And but they asked her about it in the press conference, and I love her answer, man. She's like, "I like to be coached hard. Like that's our dynamic. That's what she's done. I like, dude." And I think, dude, so I've spent a lot of time coaching my kids, my brother, so for the last, I want to say, gosh, man, 16 to 18 years, I've coached on and off in some capacity, whether it be basketball, baseball, flag football, soccer, whatever, like with my kids. And it's funny, man, I thought about, because I was definitely an asshole to like the high school boys, right?
Yeah.
Like I coached a high school basketball team and, and we did like FBVA and AAU stuff. And I was tougher on those boys.
Absolutely.
They're 16, they're 17, they're 15, they're,
yeah.
And I remember like I would get shit from certain parents. And recently, I think we had this as a story. I can't remember if we talked about this because this is maybe about a month ago. There was the story that ESPN had released that was saying that youth coaches have been quitting at like record levels. They can't get youth coaches to stick around. And the number one complaint has been parents. And man, as someone who has been there, I can tell you, and this is not saying that I'm a great coach, but it's more of like the dealing with the parents aspect of it has been, I always, like day one with those kids and the basketball, especially because they couldn't get anyone to coach them. It was high school boys. And I remember I did it initially as a favor. It was like, hey, we can't get anyone to coach. Would you be interested? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. My brother's playing on the team. And I remember taking the parents in day one and going, hey, for that hour that they're at practice and then the game time, they're mine. Like, and because you would see like moms running out into the courts, like, oh, come here, honey, doing all that bullshit. I'm like, I don't go away.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm going to talk to them a certain way. I'm never going to disrespect your kid,
Right.
but like, we're here to put in work. I'm here to teach them stuff. I'm here, whatever. And it's like, they're mine. Outside of that, you do whatever you want. But in this time frame, like if you want to give me suggestions, you want to talk, whatever, you can come talk to me. But they're mine because and it worked. And to their credit, a lot of the parents that I had were good. I think having that conversation up front. But then, man, I had moments where dude, I always joke that I go, if you want to see what someone's really like, go watch their kids play sports or go play like an intramural sport with them. I've been threatened. I've had more death threats in coaching or officiating sports than I've ever had in my entire
You
life.
almost got spit on?
Dude, for someone who talks as much shit as I do, to get more death threats from coaching youth sports is crazy.
That has gotten crazy.
I talk so much shit. I deserve so many more death threats from other shit. I talk so much shit. Like I go, but I'm kind of death threats because people were like, I remember one time our basketball team was blowing a team out. And there was a lot of time left in the game. And so, like I tell the kids, like, hey, don't go taking fast break layups. But like, you're not going to hold the ball and run out the shot clock, right? So you're just going to take your shots. And it was one of those days where everything just was falling, right? It was just they're taking threes and shit's just going in. Like, and I remember and it's like halftime and we're up like 40, and like a dad comes up to me and he's like, I'm gonna kill you after the game. I'm gonna like wait for my parking lot. I'm gonna fucking shoot you. He just goes in, and I'm like, I just talk shit back because that's what I do. And then he's like, you're trying to embarrass my son, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like I was like, I'm not taking fast breaks. I've stopped pressing on defense because I normally like when I coach, I would like full court press the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I stopped doing that. I'm like, I'm trying to be respectful, but they have to take shots. Like I'm not gonna say, hey, hand the ball back to those kids until they catch up. And so I was like, I did everything I could in the spirit of the sport, but like also part of me, man, I don't believe in the mercy rule shit.
Nah, bro.
Run that shit up. I would have coaches to look at me all the time and go, hey, do you want to even when I coach my son's baseball team, and they'd be like, I'm like, no, bro, keep going. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, these kids got to learn that shit is not always gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be available. And sometimes you're gonna lose a baseball game by 20 runs. Like it's just.
And I also don't expect the other guy to be
right.
Nope. Either.
I just go like, dude. I'm like, yo. Sometimes you suck that day, and you got to know it. You know what I mean? Like you weren't good enough. Like you were whiny. You didn't have a thing. You didn't work hard. Whatever it is, I'm like, you sucked. And I think we keep this like idea from our kids where we don't want to tell them they suck when they suck. It's like, no, man, you suck. Like my kids will think all the time, and I'll be like, yeah, you suck today. Like it just wasn't your day. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, and I'll try to point out maybe a thing that they did well, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, oh, it's okay. Like you're the best. Like I am one of those old school people that don't believe in participation trophies, all that bullshit. Like I'm like, no, man.
There was one time, man, that one of my sons he used to play he played lacrosse in high school, and they went somewhere and they played a better team. But I watched the team give up, and I was like, when we got home, I was like, yo, if you're gonna play like that, I'm like, just tell me, and I don't need to show up.
Yeah, I won't waste my time going to
I go because I don't give a fuck that you lose. I just care that you're putting in effort.
Yep.
Like I really don't care what the final score is. If you guys play really hard, I'm proud to go, yo, you played your asses off, better team.
Yeah, you got beat.
You just got beat. Yeah. Like that's okay to get beat. But when you start to get beat and then the body language changes and everything changes and everybody gives up when you still got time on the clock, I'm like, nah, that's not okay.
What's funny, man, is I saw that consistently with dads where no matter what sport, and the most recent, like I refer to this one a lot just because the most recent, like coaching my son's baseball team, was the dads have that mindset. And I would hear the moms, and the moms would be like, this ump sucks, or, they're doing this, they're cheating. And it's like the moms always found the reason of why their kids couldn't find success, and it's like, again, they're protecting, they want to protect their kids from feeling bad and getting their feelings hurt. And, and it's like most people aren't reasonable. And like the dads, I remember all the time, I would get dads who would come up to me and be like, yo, Feel free to yell at my kids as much as you want. Feel free to, like I tell my kids when they're here, they got to listen to you. They got to, and I'm not a yeller. And that was my thing is like I tell them, I'm like, hey, I don't yell. Like it's just not my thing. I can get my point across in different ways. It's not
Yeah.
to say that I'm not going to be tough on them. I'm just not a yeller, like in terms of like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get some kid's face and scream at the top of my lungs. It's just not my style. But, like a lot of the dads will come up and be like, bro, be tough on them. This is like, their asses belong to you for this time. And then you get the moms. Like I would have moms who would come into the dugout and, like they're rubbing their kids back. I'm like, he's fucking 12 because their kid was, he struck out. So he's crying. And I'm like, hey, put on a fucking glove and get back on. It's like, it's just like, you see like the moms are constantly, and again, like it would be so funny to watch because I'm like, man, like y'all can't protect them forever. Like it's like, you're doing them a disservice. I promise you by coddling them that much because they should be prepared for the world, not shielded from it. It's like,
and I will say, like it's good to have, I think that's why it's important to have like the two parents.
oh, you need the
right?
balance. Yeah, absolutely.
There is definitely a balance.
Mhm.
But
because I
then,
think kids need to feel that you love them and that you do
Right.
care about them. I think the dads, the thing is that as men, you have a different perspective of the world. Is like it doesn't give a fuck about what kind of day you're having, and it doesn't give a fuck
dude, what's
about
the saying is it's like women, children, and dogs.
get unconditional love.
Unconditional love, right?
Yeah, men don't.
Like men's love is conditional.
And so I think our view of the world is very different. And so to your point, I think you need both because you want your kids to have the both experiences, and you want them to have both perspectives, and you want that. But I think it's funny because like a lot of times I think as parents maybe there's even like a clash, but I think if you took a step back and you just go, whoa, what we're both doing is like super important here, and we should just let each other play the part. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you be the, hey, there, I'm sorry this happened to you. And then you need the other guy to be like, bro, that's what's gonna happen. And here's how are you gonna overcome that next time? And how are you gonna problem solve? Because the hugs aren't gonna solve your problem, right?
Right.
That's gonna make you feel better now, and that's great. But like, how are you gonna, so I do think you need that balance. And it's been cool to see that play out with these I think that was a long-winded way to say, like, I think that passion and all that is back in college basketball,
Yeah, man.
and seeing all these coaches come through, and I'm looking forward to like the Sweet 16. I'm looking forward to
starting this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait,
to
man.
go back to Rick Pitino, man. Like, so in St. John's last win, right, to make the Sweet 16. I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a kid that made the winning shot.
Oh yeah, he hits the layup right at
He
the
hits the
buzzer.
layup, yeah. And so they interviewed him, and in the interview, they're like, "What did the coach tell you in the huddle?" And he was like, "Oh, well, coach yelled at me." And I'm like, I don't remember what he said after that, but I was just like, yeah. Like, and that's the kid that goes like, yeah, I got yelled at. It wasn't a big deal, and I fucking performed. Like, like it doesn't really like
Yeah.
it didn't really it didn't phase me.
No.
It didn't really phase me like that. And I think that's where you are fair, man. One of the things that like when I was in Marine boot camp, I remember like Marine boot camp sucks. For anybody who's done it, like it's something that you look back on and you go like, yo, it was good for me and I'm glad I did it. But when you're in it, it sucks.
Yeah.
My opinion. So there was a time when there was a group of us recruits kind of just talking about what was going on. And somebody was just like, oh man, this sucks. And I'm probably going like, yeah, this shit does suck. And there was a guy there who goes, it's like football practice. It's not so bad. It's like football practice. And then having played football in high school, I go, yeah. Like I didn't play 4 years, right? I played 1 year as a freshman and that was it. But it kind of made me reflect back to that. And I was just like, yeah, I guess it's like football practice, but all day.
Yeah, it's funny. Obviously, I've never been to boot camp, so I can't be like, "Oh yeah, that's exactly what it's like." But I do remember the football practice and being like, "This fucking sucks." Yeah. So like, yeah, that's funny, man. But it's
the
probably
perspective,
accurate, right? The
But
perspective,
the perspective of like, here you got two guys whining, and I'm myself included, whining about how much this sucks, and then you get the other guy with the perspective of, it's like football practice, and he was absolutely right.
Yeah, wow. Well, you're right. What a different perspective, or just to get and maybe like he tells himself that to put himself in this mindset of like, yeah, it is. I did this, football
But like I
practice.
said, having done football practice,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
And
like
did it change? Like,
you're
I
right.
guess your perspective of it moving forward. Like, did it help?
I think so, man. And I don't remember. I don't remember sort of thinking about it after the fact. But I don't know what the hell I was thinking
Mhm.
after the fact, right? Like boot camp was
Yeah,
one
you're
of
just
those.
trying to get through it.
Boot camp was one of those things where I was just like, I got to get to the end. I got to get to the end.
Yeah.
I gotta, what's the next day? I just get through the next day. That was like the thing for me. Um, but no, man, I love the hard coaching, man. I love to see some of these legendary coaches that have been doing it for so long
Yeah.
and still molding young men and women. I love it.
Yeah. Whenever I see the comments of the outrage, I'm like, oh, those are people who've never played sports or don't have a dad, or like I'm like those. I'm like, that tells me you just. I promise you, these players don't mind. They're not happy in the moment. It's not that they're like, yay, my coach yelled at me, but it makes them better. As we're talking, man, I was thinking about uh like like mentors and people that have stuck with you over time, whether it's
Yeah.
coaches or teachers, man. And there's someone for me that always um that I had so much respect and admiration for, and it was like it was a band teacher that I had in middle school. And this guy's name was Mr. Berger, and his name is Ellis Berger. If he's still alive, obviously you probably never hear this, but like phenomenal band teacher. We had an incredible program at this middle school in New Jersey called Hamilton Middle School. Named after Alexander Hamilton, and we had this like really popular band program that people would go there specifically to go play for this guy, play this program.
wow.
But he was a hard ass, and he was a dick, and he would fucking yell, and his veins would be popping out of his neck, and he would get things. I mean, like yell, dude.
You're like, yo, man, it's banned. Chill
Yeah,
out.
dude, and he would get fucking angry, bro, like fuming. Like, bro, I'm talking. He would throw stands, like music stands. He would throw chairs. He would just lose his shit at us. I love that guy, man. Love that guy. Like,
I pushed you to be better than
it made me
even thought it was possible.
so much of a better player, at the time. I would go out of my way to go talk to him and hang out with him and do stuff and help him. Was just, and kids would be like, I just fucking hate him. And I was like, man, and at the time I didn't know this, right? But looking back on it, I'm like, oh, like I probably needed the guidance. I needed someone to fucking rip me a new one. I think I needed someone to show me they cared. And that guy was like, and it's so funny, man. So many people hated him, and a lot of us liked him too. Like there was like a really big group, but like there'll be people who would quit. Like they would join, the band thing, and they would quit a day or two in because they'd be like, no, he's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, yeah. And I'd be like, I played for him for 3 years, man. Made me an incredible player. And then I just did so many, I think back on my middle school years, and they were some of my favorite school years of my life. And the experiences that I had because of him, as far as like playing in different places and taking on different like challenges and competitions and all this stuff. And it was like, man, that guy would just fucking ream you. And then he'd like, whenever you get something right, he was just as fucking passionate. Like if you like just, you'd do a solo and a show and you'd murder, and he'd get backstage and he'd fucking slap you on the chest and he'd be like, that's what I'm talking about. And he'd go, and he was so intense, man. Like you'd be like, this guy's gonna have a heart attack right now. It's like he would just get so red and so great. But like it was
cool,
infectious,
though,
man.
Yeah,
it was so cool, man. I was just thinking about like while we were talking, I was like, oh man, that's like, like I had coaches that were sort of like that, but I'm like, man, more than anything, that guy was. I love like just having, and I look forward to the class I had with that guy. And it is funny because some people just fucking hated it, man.
Yeah.
And he was just fucking crazy. And there were days for sure where I was like, oh, like this,
Right.
but I kept going back, man. Like it was just, yeah. And I would say it made me so much better at a lot of things. Having that experience, man. So get fucking yelled at, man. Your kids, y'all gotta yell at your kids, man.
Yeah, yell at your kids, spank them every now and then.
I'm gonna box my son, bro.
Yeah.
Know it. You're just talking about your boys.
It's coming, right?
Bro, I got a middle school son. I love him. I love my son so much, but he's so retarded. I'm gonna fight him. I know it. I'm gonna fight him. Like they just, middle school boys were like, you forget what it's like to be that age. But we're so fucking stupid, like so stupid. And like, you know, you were saying before about like the, you know, like getting on your kids about like doing stuff. Like when we were kids, if we didn't miss assignments or we got stuff, like you can get away with it for a little bit, you know, you do stuff.
But not
Like
not for
there's a
long.
fucking app now that tells me exactly what you did that day. And I'll ask him and he'll blatantly lie to me. And I'm looking at him and I'm going,
You know that I know
I
already.
know already. Like, you know I know, because you know I check. So why are you lying? Like, why are you this stupid? Like, yeah, me and my son are gonna box. I know it.
Didn't Bernie Mac said after they're 2 years old, you can hit them in the throat or the stomach.
I'm really fucking close. I love him, but I'm really fucking close.
Yo, speaking of young men, did you see this shit, man? They basically said that young men are getting no ass these days. The number
Because
of
they're not getting yelled at by their
Yeah,
coach.
that's it. Says the number of men aged 25 and older. So 20, really says like 22 to 34, who are virgins have reached a historic high.
22 to 34 virgins?
Yeah.
Oh,
That they have never had sex, nearly tripling in a decade. The
okay.
trend is linked to increased social anxiety, economic pressures, delayed independence, and the rise of digital entertainment over personal dating.
Dude, I think.
You can break all that shit down. The social anxiety,
Oh, yes.
right?
So
like,
social anxiety leads back to the shit we're just talking about. We coddle our fucking kids and we keep them indoors and we do all this stuff. And then we save them from the whole world. And then they get out there.
and they're like,
I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to place an order. I don't know how to do, you know, it's just like, oh, yeah.
It's so funny, man, because like we've done stuff like that, man, where I don't know, like I'll send my boys out to do something, and then my wife will go like, "Oh, but they've never done that," and then she's trying to prep them for like every scenario that could possibly happen, and I'm like, "No, leave them.
Let them learn.
They'll figure that shit out
That's
when they
how
get
we
there.
did it.
Yeah, they'll figure it out when they get there." But
That's
it's like that economic pressures, right? So with social media, it's seeing everybody else's life is better than yours.
yeah. We all think everybody drives a Lamborghini
That's
and
right.
has private jets. Yeah, and that's not the case.
Yep.
But
Delayed independence, same shit. And then the rise of digital entertainment over in-person dating, right? Because like, you want to see a hot chick, it's very easy, whether it's a porn site or whether it's just Instagram or fucking X or whatever, right? It's like you can
you go
see
see
and
exactly what you want. Not even a hot
That's right.
chick. Whatever your thing is, whatever kind of chick is, like you can go see that. You can go rub one out. It doesn't yell at you. It's not nagging at you. You don't got to spend money. You don't got to leave. You don't got to have a conversation. You got to, and then you just go back to doing your normal shit. Like, man, I could see that, man. It's funny because I guess my perception would be on the surface level, because we have this access to like, you know, like the OnlyFans shit is huge. And that you're even seeing a shift in that where I think it's starting to fall off. But, you know, for the last decade or so, you saw this like massive thing that you think that age demographic is having more sex than ever.
Yep.
But it's not true. It's like, no, there's a certain subset of people that are the, you know how like we've talked about that on here where like on Tinder, there's like 10% of the men get like 90% of the swipes, and it's like that's kind of like what it's like. It's the 10% of the men are getting 90% of the lays. You know, it's like it's probably what's actually happening, and then everybody else is not. But I think the perception is because we feel like we're in this over sexualized society now that everyone's just fucking all the time, and it's not necessarily true. Because again, you would think that because of the online content and the entertainment and all that stuff that. Because people are seeing it all the time, that must mean that they're also participating, but it's not the case, man. It's like, no, there's this very small group of men and women, but who are partaking, and then the rest of them are just that. I think I don't have a tough time believing that because anytime I talk now to like a fucking 22-year-old, I'm like, God, like your age, I had a kid, or I was about to have a kid. I was like.
Yeah, I was married.
I was way more mature for and not to say that was the right way to be either, because you know, like you know, I don't know that was the way to be necessarily.
No, I mean that was your path.
But I think we matured at a different rate back then in certain aspects. Like I think kids now mature, you know, fast in different parts of life, but I think in terms of just like living life, Like, man, I don't meet a lot of 20, 22, 23-year-olds right now that I think could live on their own, which is wild
That
because
is
the vast
crazy.
majority of us were
Right.
already by then. You know, like it's insane. Like,
Here's the other thing, man, like with like the dating apps, right? So like, you know, like before dating apps were a thing, it was like you sort of had a smaller pool of people that you interacted with and that you sort of had access to. And then the apps kind of give you access to a much wider range of people,
yeah,
right? And so now you're trying to, oh, this person, you know, this person looks good or has similar interests, and then, you know, it's swipe right or swipe left or whatever, and then it's just like you can get rejected. So there's like I feel like there's like with those apps, you don't really get to know, or sorry, you probably get a lot more rejections
yeah.
than if you had a smaller pool. So to take dating apps out of it, you have a smaller pool of people that you sort of get to know. You can gauge easier of who likes you and who doesn't
Yeah.
before you even try to go, hey, like let's go out.
Yeah, but I think too, the what it does is it removes your strengths if you're not a good-looking person, right? Like
Mhm.
if you're an ugly, and I think, you know, it's funny. I think the dating apps, what it proved was is that women are just as shallow as men, right? Like the men getting the swipes were the good-looking men, and that's what I was saying before. Is like the whole, like, you know, 10% of the men are getting 90% of the swipes was the good-looking men, because obviously you have to be physically attracted to someone at first. And I think we always thought like, oh, women, like, you know, they go for other things, and I think that's
And that's
true.
still true,
I think that's true as
but
women
not in that.
age and their maybe their wants are different, right? I think, you know, women who are younger, they want the fuck boy, right? Like they you know, like, and then as they mature and they want a family and stuff, like that changes. I think, but what happens is those dating apps aren't uh good for those people that they end up wanting to be with necessarily, right? Like that's where meeting someone at a bar, at school, at work, at whatever, where you just go, I'm not good looking, but maybe now you, this guy's witty, there's there's charisma there, there's, you know, maybe they're very caring, you know, it's like those things that then a woman would get attracted to, or a guy, you know, like vice versa. It's like those other qualities that we would get attracted to, it's difficult to see that through a dating app because
Yep.
we're just going by
Mm.
first impressions, and the first impression is what you look like.
Dude, I know this dude in high school that he wasn't the best looking guy, but he would always get good looking chicks. And it was almost like unanimous. It would always be like, oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you go to these dating apps and it's just a face and maybe with some interest, like you're immediately getting dismissed. But when you have this sort of smaller dating pool and then it's strictly personal interaction, you just get to know the person,
But
how they are, if they're funny, if they're witty, the other things that can be attractive about a person.
that's my strategy, man, is I hope that I keep my girl laughing long enough that her eyes stay kind of squinted and closed so she never gets a good look at me. That's how I get by in life. Man, it is insane. And it's funny because we're talking about people not having sex, and meanwhile, Sweden is trying to turn sex into a sport. Have you
No,
seen
I
this
have not
story?
seen it.
Oh man, I gotta
Hit
find
me up on
the thing
this,
to pull it up.
man.
So Sweden is trying to have like competitive fucking, basically, and I want to see if I pull up the rules of what it will entail, but basically they're thinking that so much so they can get it into like a, I want to call it an Olympic
Olympic?
sport. Yeah, so Sweden officially declares sex as a sport, and a tournament is already being prepared. So
I'm interested.
they've officially declared sex sport with plans for a first of its kind competition evaluated by a panel of judges. The concept centers on the idea of treating intimacy as an athletic discipline where various characteristics are analyzed in a tournament setting. The Swedish Sex Federation has long advocated.
They have a sex federation,
Yeah,
bro?
see, they're doing. See, this is why they're the
It's like
happiest country in the
WWF.
world. Yeah, man, they're regulating fucking. And the it has long advocated for this recognition, suggesting that the chemistry, endurance, and understanding involved in sex are vital traits that can be measured. This move toward establishing a championship has been a long time coming. So they've literally trying to make this into an actual sport and all that stuff. How? I don't know, man, but there's something else I got to be disappointing at. Like, I was like, God damn, not me being graded on fucking now. You imagine, bro? You do
They be
this,
like, man,
and now you be
you're
on a
like a
dating app,
2.
and you got to put in like what your rating was. I got.
But what you get in the sex Olympics?
Yeah, I don't got that. You know, they be like, got big dick energy. I don't got that. I got enthusiastic dick energy at best. I just be happy to be there. Like this shit said endurance and stamina. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, baby.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
yo, would you? For I guess,
Yeah,
are you
would
just gonna
you?
have a bunch of porn stars
I
participating
was
in
gonna
this?
say,
Do you
man.
think
So
you could partake in this as a sport?
I don't think so, man.
No,
No, I ain't got that kind of dick game.
you got the
Nope.
Saints,
I gotta
bro.
have.
I'll be like, I don't need to. I already disappoint one
I,
person. I don't need to disappoint a country watching me on TV.
I don't want to wear the flag when I'm fucking.
I don't. I don't want to. Even you wearing the stars and stripes.
They be like, boo.
Like Sean come out, they're like giving you intro the Star Spangled Dagger.
They be like,
America's cock.
only 6 minutes. I'm like, hey,
Yo, 6 minutes is
I be
long,
like,
bro. Why you gotta
keep hope alive.
Why you gotta say only?
I'll be like, keep hope alive.
Keep hope.
I had to change position about 4 times to last 6 minutes.
God damn. I was like, bro, why you gotta call us all out, man, on this shit? That's crazy. And also, where are you gonna find participants if like the younger generation can't partake?
Yo.
Fucking bro. They're gonna suck at this, bro. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
man.
man.
I don't have.
Yo, also, they're like the happiest country in the world, so clearly they know what they're doing.
It's them, and who's the other one? Is it Sweden?
No, this is Sweden.
Oh,
No,
sorry,
wait.
is it Finland?
No, Finland. Yeah. So I think that was weird because it's these cold ass countries that you wouldn't
That's all they
think.
do is fuck.
But all they do is fuck,
They gotta
man.
stay
They
inside and
fuck
fuck.
and they ski. Like,
Yeah.
good for them, bro. Like, they fuck, they ski, they bank. Like that.
Yeah, good for them.
I gotta go to Switzerland and Sweden and Norway and just like go spend some because I think
That's the other
Switzerland
one,
is up there
Norway.
too, man. Norway, yeah. It's the Scandinavians are just some fucking happy people. But maybe that's it. It's just so cold. They just fuck.
Yeah.
They're gonna be better at everybody.
They're not in danger of anybody invading them.
Ooh, so do you think, bro? So them and the Eskimos are gonna be the best at this, right? Because they're the ones who spend the most time inside. Like
Ooh.
any place that doesn't have a beach, right, is gonna be amazing at fucking. Because they're like, yo, we're inside all day. Like the people from Alaska gotta be amazing lays. I would hope. Like they're sad already, right? Because it's dark, and then there's nothing
It's
else
dark
to do.
half the year.
It's dark half the year. They're
So
already
they're
depressed. Yeah, depressed people clearly fuck. They go all in.
You gotta get that. Maybe that's what we should teach our boys, man. Like, get a depressed chick.
No, you don't already tell them that? You're like, go for the one who has daddy issues and who's sad. She's Olympic level. Now you gotta be like, she's Swedish level lay, buddy. Like you
Yo, did you see the quadruple amputee that shot somebody?
Bro, that headline got better and better and better.
If y'all have not
oh
seen
my
this,
God, bro. It's so good.
Charlottesville, Virginia. Shout out to y'all.
Oh my God.
What is this guy's name? Dayton James Weber,
Yeah.
27 years old. This guy is a cornhole champion.
Yeah. Can I read you the headline? Because that shit,
Please.
I got a brief headline. You get the ticker at the top of your phone
Yeah.
for the ESPN. The headline read, quadruple amputee cornhole player fatally shoots man. And the more I read the headline, the more intrigued I was. Word by word, I was like, this shit's going to be great. And then, bro,
And it was.
How you get shot by a quadruple? This guy ain't got no arms, no legs, and he shoots someone and drives the getaway car. I'm just saying, I think we should let him have it.
He's like the Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, of fucking shooting his friends. Bro.
And he said supposedly there was 2 other people in the back that he told them, yo, like, get rid of the body.
Get rid of the body. And they
they're
said,
like,
nah.
they're like, nah, fuck you.
And he didn't
And
shoot
they hauled
them, which
ass.
is
He didn't shoot
crazy.
them, yeah.
They hauled that, and then he drove the getaway car. He just said,
With
"Fuck it,
the guy
bye."
in the body.
With the
With
body.
the body in the car.
Bro,
Now, if you guys can picture,
Yeah.
first of all, if you don't know what the fuck cornhole is, because we don't know
Yeah,
know
that's
what that is.
true.
That is, it's like this
It's a
2
beanbag
fucking
toss or something like that?
boards that are about 20 feet apart and maybe more. I don't know what the regulations are. But these
About right.
beanbags that you toss into like the boards and they have a hole. That's all this shit is. It's basically like playing fucking darts. Right? It's like pass the beer.
Yeah.
So this dude with no fucking no
extremities, basically. He got nubs.
man. He's got nubs. He's with his nubs, and have you seen
he's a
the
professional at
cornhole
that.
shit?
Yeah.
He grabs the shit like this, like a
and he-
fucking dolphin.
Yep.
And he
We can make fun of him because he's an alleged murderer.
Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck him. Bro, I just want to go. There's various videos of him, and y'all can go look this up online. There are various videos of him shooting guns, so you can see how he's capable of doing it. I did too. I went down a rabbit hole because I was so curious.
I think he must have like a little.
He got like a tiny little nub thing.
He got like one index
on one of the nubs. Got a mini nub, and then he can hit this little thing, and then he shoots. But I want to know if you get shot by someone. Like it takes him a long time to prepare.
Right.
Yeah, you kind of. I think
take the gun.
Yes. Oh, you deserve what you kind of got, right? Like, I don't know what kind of human being this guy was. I'm just saying evolution kind of, sort of, the Darwinism, whatever the fuck you want to call it, kind of came.
No, did you see the mugshot? The motherfucker looked like he was proud.
Wouldn't you? Motherfucker's like, I hit the target and drove a getaway car. I ain't got no arms and no legs. I just want to know, I don't even want to turn this into a political thing, but also, why are you allowed to have a gun here if you ain't got arms and legs? How you got the right to bear arms if you don't have arms? Bro, there's got to be a rule against a nub. Like, there's got to be, bro, I know we're pro-gun in this country. Everybody want to have a gun. But come on, man. Like, I know we don't want to do the universal background checks and shit, but a nub?
Yeah.
A nub, dog?
No.
You can't be nubbing shooting people, bro.
And the police have not explained how Weber was able to drive the car or fire the weapon.
Nah, you gotta let this guy get away with one. You gotta give him one. I think if
he goes to court and he goes, Your Honor.
Yeah, how I'm gonna shoot him.
Wait.
Yeah. And you start clapping like a dolphin, like, or doing the
like
fucking, I don't even know how you, oh, bro, like, yeah, right? Like, your defense.
That motherfucker is speaking clip.
Right, none of y'all saw me shoot him. Right. Bro, how, yeah.
You just got that.
I did. I was late as fuck. Bro,
oh, man.
But, like, I don't know what I'm more upset about in this situation. Like, the dude he shot, getting shot, where I go, nah, you deserved it. And I don't mean that to say, like, whatever he did was the right thing. I'm just saying, if you let a nubby shoot you, like,
you kind of deserve
quadriplegic, I'm gonna let him have it.
Yeah.
And then also, I think as a country, if we're really pro, like, we want to celebrate the underdog, I think we gotta let him get away with this one. I think we gotta release him, bro. Like, I think you gotta go, yo, if you have lost all your extremities and you pull off murder, I think we should give you a freebie.
At least one.
At least one. You get one.
Well, you get like, one per limb.
Yeah, you get one get out of jail free card. Like, bro, and also I think how you carry out the murder also has to carry into it. Cause, bro, shooting somebody driving a getaway car is a all extremities job.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And you did it with man.
No help? None.
Nope. Yeah, no help.
Dude, if I'm that guy, I'm saying it's the two guys in the back that fled.
I'm blaming everybody.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I don't even have arms.
I don't know. What's the fingerprints on the gun?
Yeah,
they're not mine. I'm
rolling in the court and I'm crawling in that bitch like a caterpillar. Just fucking, just like, I can't even walk. I'm gonna shoot him and drive.
He's doing the fucking worm.
Yeah, bro, that be me the whole way fucking wiggling. All the way there, bro. I'll be on my back doing a backstroke on concrete. And and me just dragging my limbless body across the courtroom floor and be like, Your Honor. And then I'd be like,
there's no way that I did.
I'm like, give me a Nerf gun and then watch me try to shoot something. Bro, that shit. I'm like, yo,
that'd be like a whole new level to OJ's. Like, but putting the glove on.
Oh, if the glove don't fit,
you must have quit.
I'm like, Your Honor, if I don't got fingers to pull the trigger.
Go figure.
Go. I'm glad you finished it because I got stuck. I didn't know where I was going. I was hoping something would come to me. I was like, God damn it. The bourbon then kicked in. I'm not quick on my feet. Yo, but good for Nubbies, bro.
Yeah, man.
And I'm sorry, whoever lost their life, man, I'm sorry. But
No,
sound like Darwinism kind of is playing a part here. But all jokes aside, like that fucking sucks. Like, of all the ways to go.
Right?
Like,
that's your legacy?
God damn, bro. And then if I'm his family, I gotta explain that shit to people.
And then what was going on in the car? Like, what were you so mad about?
Yeah, because you're all hanging out as friends and you're driving. Yeah, like what Pop saw. And then this whole time, you saw this motherfucker like, so I get this fucking.
Yeah, he not quick Joe McGraw.
No, he's right. He not.
Man, he had a.
No, yeah. He taking like a solid 10 minutes, right, to get ready to shoot you. And he talking shit the whole time. Right?
Or like he ain't saying shit at all, but you're in the front seat watching them get ready.
And you're watching him struggle, just fucking grabbing his gun.
And driving.
Bro, and he cocked it. How you cocked it, bro? Nah, we gotta get the quadriplegic to Sweden for the fucking Olympics, bro. We got
He's getting it.
Bro, he's gonna win, bro.
He's in the medal.
Yo, bro, what if he pulled the trigger with his dick? What if homie got the Lord goes, yo, I took all your arms, but I'm gonna give you impeccable dick with a curve. What if he pulled the trigger with his dick? Does it make it worse now if you're the other guy? Now you gotta look down a barrel of a gun with a dick about to pull the trigger.
That makes sense of why the other two hop out the car.
And they just like, nah, this guy pulled his dick out. I can't fuck with that.
He's looking in the backseat with his dick like this.
Yeah.
Come here. Get that motherfucker out that way.
Yeah, it's my trigger finger happy. We ain't shit, bro.
No, we not.
We understand why you tell me y'all don't listen to this.
Listen, speaking of dead people, Robert Mueller.
Speaking of this,
Robert Mueller died this week.
Great segue. Yo, okay, remind me which one Robert Mueller.
He was
Mueller?
he was like Mueller. Is it Mueller? That's probably right. That sounds better than what I just said. So he was basically known for the special counsel that led that high-profile investigation into the Russian interference.
And I got all my arms, and I didn't pull the cap off.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, so he led the special against what?
So he led the investigation into the Russian interference in the 2016 election.
Okay.
So it was like trying to link like the Trump campaign to like Russia.
I thought it was the fucking email thing. I'm like, man, don't you miss those times where our worst thing against a presidential person was email?
Yeah.
Was email security.
But he also was the FBI director. He served 12 years as FBI director, focusing on counterterrorism following 9/11.
Okay.
And then he also served as a career prosecutor. And he also was a highly decorated Marine veteran who got a Bronze Star and Purple Heart for his service in Vietnam.
Oh, nice.
So the dude's like a government guy.
Yeah, like life service kind of thing. So what did he pass from?
So I don't know.
He's old as fuck.
Maybe he's old.
Okay.
But I guess the why this thing made news was because Trump on his Truth Social wrote, and I quote, Robert Mueller's dead or just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. And I'm just like, yo, I don't really give a fuck that Trump is glad that he's dead. I do give a fuck that you think it was the right thing to post that on a public forum.
Yeah.
And And I feel like that's, it's one of those things where you go like, yo, I don't expect that from my president.
Yeah, no, I think you're right in one aspect for sure. You know what? The other part of me sometimes is glad that that is the kind of shit he pulls off. And the reason I say that is because I think,
We know who he is.
well, yeah, we know who he is. We know what kind of person he is. And I think for future context or anytime anyone tries to go, because again, if I don't know, insert politician here said that pre-Trump,
Right.
like the Trump movement thing is really weird. Like, because I don't really care about the red team, blue team, independent team, whatever the fuck.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
we all know there's like a really bizarre kind of cultish like following thing for the Trump thing, right? And so where he gets a pass on a lot of shit that his followers wouldn't tolerate from not only just the opposite team, because there's always that, there's the bias, because you of whatever team you support, but I think just in general, Trump is everything that we despised about politicians, which is interesting because we've always, I think the reason Trump got elected, or I think the reason people supported him was because we thought he was anti-politics. He was the outsider coming in that was going to clean. And I think the more we get Trump, the more we realize he is like a quintessential politician. He
Right.
says, wow, like the difference is that he's not masquerading as
Right.
someone who thinks he's better than you. He tells you exactly what he thinks. All his ignorance is on display. And I don't even call it ignorance. Dude, I think we are giving Trump a pass. We criticize Biden for being fucking old, and he was.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. He was old, and he's clearly not all there. Trump is older now than Biden ever was in office.
Yeah.
And I think we don't even acknowledge the fact that maybe, just maybe, some of this behavior is driven by the fact that you have a person who's so old, you wouldn't even allow him to touch the stove in your house, let alone run a country.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like, I think I've seen this isn't the first time, like I didn't see this particular quote, but I've seen him comment on other people's deaths before, and he almost like celebrates deaths I understand that they're like a terrible human being and some fucking tyrant leader or something like that. I can almost forgive it, but it's just like beefs he has, right? Like he's so petty that he just like anytime anybody dies, he has beef. He's just like, we're like, you've seen political foes in the past, no matter what team they're on. At least drop a note of like, oh, we didn't always see eye to eye on this, yada, 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 but like my condolences to his family, blah, blah, blah. Like, and like, he can't even take
That's
the high
what we
road.
expect.
Well, I think
from
we
our
expect
president.
democracy. I think we have this illusion that we live in this, I don't want to say we live in democracy because we do, but we have this illusion that our leaders are sort of pro-democracy and that their main objective is to, I think, carry on that democracy. But with Trump, what you've seen is like, if you disagree with him, fuck you. If you are opposite, like most presidents, no matter what party they're a part of, they are the presidents of the people, of everybody, red, blue, independent, whatever, Green Party, like what you're seeing with Trump is almost like a fuck you if you're not MAGA.
If you're not, right. If you don't agree with me, fuck you.
Right. And it's it's a slippery slope because it makes them very petty. It makes them very vindictive. It makes them, like all these things. And, then you get shit like you said, we just expect a higher caliber of class, I think, from the leader of the most powerful nation in the world to just conduct himself, I think.
Right.
Behind closed doors, to your point, I don't give a fuck what you say, but at least put on this respectful appearance, I think, of this dignity that his office, I think, once used to hold. No matter who was there, like whether you agreed or disagreed with Barack Obama's politics, there was a reverence that the office held, that it was, and the standard that it was held to, and that I think they carried. I think same thing for George Bush, Bill Clinton, but like there was a reverence that they had, I think, for that office, and a dignity and a respect that they had for that office that Trump seems to, I think, just forget about or just not carry on. That for whatever reason we give him a pass on.
Yeah.
It's
But I have something
strange.
that you just reminded me of something, man. I've seen this clip where it's like comparing like Barack to Trump.
Oh, is it the war shit or the
It's conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. The United States launched a targeted operation against that compound.
They did a lot of shooting and they did a lot of blasting, even not going through the front door. You know, you think you go through the door. If you're a normal person, you say, knock, knock, may I come in?
The firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
He died like a dog.
His death did not mark the end of our effort.
A beautiful dog.
We give thanks for the men who carried out this operation.
And I don't get any credit for this, but that's okay. I never do. But here we are.
May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
And I'm writing a book.
And to be fair to Trump is the clips of the Trump are taken out of the speech about the carrying out the operation are true, but you know some of the other parts towards the end are like taken out of context. However,
I agree.
it is a very accurate description and a display of what the difference is. Like Barack, again, you don't have to agree with his politics, but distinguished, respectful. I think if you're a true quote unquote American or patriot, I think it was someone that you were at least proud to call the leader of your nation.
Right.
Whereas you find yourself with Trump like explaining yourself to people all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever I meet with people from other countries, and then they're like, so and I'm like, yeah, we won't talk about that, man. We won't have to. We can.
Dude, did you see recent in the last week or so? He had some like press conference where the leaders of Japan were there, and they were like, "Hey, like we're in that region of the world where you could have told us that you were gonna like attack Iran," and he goes, "Well, you guys know about the element of surprise. Why you didn't tell us about Pearl Harbor?"
I gotta admit, I'm biased on this because I thought that shit was funny. I know. I was like,
it was funny, but it's just like it's his like. And again, I think this is where a lot of folks that support him go, yeah, like he's one of us. Like that shit is true. I would say that too.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, but I wouldn't elect your ass president either.
Right. And I think that's
Like,
people like,
the
oh, he
point.
talks like one of us. Like, yeah, I don't want my boy to be president.
Yeah,
I don't want like the
I don't know not one of my friends that I want to be president.
No,
None of them.
I want to feel like the president is better than me. You know what I mean?
At least I want to feel like
yeah, I just want to feel like it. You know, like I want to be like, oh, you're a better human than I'll ever be.
Yeah.
Even though I know you're all full of shit, I want to at least feel like whether it's intellectually, whether in some capacity, I want to feel like you're better than me. And whatever that is, whether it's economically, whether it's IQ, whatever it is, I want to feel like you're a better person than me.
Yeah,
we just don't feel that right now. Yeah, it's like,
no, we don't. How we doing on time, bro?
Oh, we're an hour 2, man.
All right, good, man. Let's finish it off, man. What we got? I'm kind of curious. There's a headline on here about the top 20 cities with the highest STD rate.
We should have did so when we talk about the people not fucking. Maybe this is why they're not fucking. This is so there's recently a list published of the top 20 cities.
Okay.
And ranking of who has the most STDs and the least STDs.
Folks, listen up. This is where these are places you want to stay away from.
Yeah, right. So what do you think number 1 is? Number 1,
I would say
surprised me.
Vegas, but it's probably wrong.
Oh, so you know what's interesting? I'm going to preface it by saying all of the major cities that we would think would be on here are not on here.
Wow.
Number 1 is Detroit. This is as of the 2025, end of 2025.
And you know what, Vegas, I say Vegas because I go, yeah, there's probably a lot of people there fucking.
No, but they go back home.
All from somewhere else.
They go back to to Detroit.
They're all from somewhere else, man.
So Detroit, and it's interesting. The study breaks this down: STI cases per 100K, HIV cases, chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. So it's not just like HIV or whatever. It's a mix. Number 2, this one surprised me. Just because I didn't think anybody would want to fuck anybody from the city, but Philadelphia number 2.
Oh yeah, but they got all those fucking zombies over there.
Do tell.
Man, they counting. You didn't, dude. Remember we did a story on that shit a while back, man, where they got all the people that's on like fentanyl and all that shit.
In
They're
Philly?
out. It's I don't know if it's in Philly, but it's at least in the surrounding areas where they're all fucking like bent over and shit. They're standing up, they're bent over because they're on drugs.
So they got a high level of HIV cases. They got a high level of chlamydia and gonorrhea and syphilis. It's STI. It's 1,459 per 100,000. So like a 1.5% per 100,000. Montgomery, Alabama, which
Come on,
ain't
man.
nothing else to do there, so I kind of get it.
Okay,
But then like
just give me 4 and 5.
all right, so 4 and 5. Then Memphis and New Orleans. Oh no, sorry, Baltimore. New Orleans is number 6.
Wow,
Dude, Washington D.C. is number 7. So these guys are they're fucking us on Capitol Hill, and then they're fucking us off Capitol Hill too, and giving us diseases.
So what about like New York, L.A.,
So I would say
Orlando?
So San Francisco is number 10.
Okay.
But then after that, dude, another city in Alabama, Mississippi's 12, Jackson, Mississippi, Cleveland, Columbia, South Carolina, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Richmond, Virginia, Shreveport, Louisiana. So Florida makes it into the top 19, which is
What city?
Miami, number 19.
Okay.
And New York is number 20. New York has a fuck ton of people in it. So the fact that New York is only number 20, kudos to New York, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then
And
Miami,
I'm assuming the majority of
too,
that
man.
is New York
Miami's
City,
a
right?
bunch of fuckboys and wild shit going on in Miami.
Yeah.
They're probably only 19. I think one thing that I gathered from this is like all the cities with nothing to do.
Yeah,
Just people just fuck. I'm like, I get it. It makes sense. It's like there's nothing else to do. Everybody's sleeping around with everybody. It's like, nah, I get it. But I'm trying to, Orlando looks, fuck, I got to Savannah. Tampa's 25. And then I'm trying to see if Orlando's even in here. Tallahassee. Looks like college towns are really in there. Los Angeles is 44.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Las Vegas, 53.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, they're like honorable mentions, right?
Orlando. 65. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're good.
So if you're not, so we're good. You got Daytona Beach is 77. So not a whole lot of Florida cities. Oh, West Palm is in there. Yo, Newark. Shout out Newark from Newark 91.
Yeah,
Let's go. Way to strap up, Newark. And then Provo, Utah. Look at these fucking Mormons. You guys keep them. I think Salt Lake and Provo. Salt Lake is 92. Yeah, man, good for them. But I thought there'd be much more around those polyamorous communities. But
I would love to go back to Salt Lake City, man. I've been there one time, and I was there on a Sunday.
You just want like 4 wives? Why do you want to go? That was a weird segue.
I'll tell you. Because it was very eerie there on a Sunday morning. I was kind of trying to kill time before a flight back home. And so decided to drive like into Salt Lake City. And when we did that, there was no people. Nobody walking in the streets, no cars driving, nothing. And we finally just, we drove around the streets. Maybe we saw like one other car, saw a parking lot that had some cars in it. So we pulled in, it's like a mall. And I go into the mall's deserted, other than, a couple of people. Walk into the first store and ask like, yo, what is going on? And they just said, oh, everybody's at the, I'm gonna get this wrong, right? But at the Tabernacle.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know if that's wrong. I don't know if that's right.
No, I think it's Tabernacle.
Is that
That's
right?
Yeah.
Everyone's at the Tabernacle, and it's like, man, everybody from the
version of
city,
church,
man.
basically.
Yeah. It's like everybody, man.
That's
wow, it's fucking
crazy.
crazy. So
for
I
them.
wonder if it's so that was probably probably more than 20 years ago, probably more like 25 years ago that I was over there.
Yeah.
It was the year that the Giants Baltimore beat the Giants in Super Bowl.
Oh, so that's like 02.
The Kerry Collins.
Yeah, like 01 or 02-ish.
It was then.
It was no, Baltimore beat the Giants.
Yes.
Yeah. It was Trent Dilfer.
Yes.
For Kerry Collins was the Giants
quarterback.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, okay, yeah.
So it was
Ray
then.
Lewis
So I haven't been there
first.
in, you know,
That was Ray
25
Lewis,
years.
fresh off a murder charge.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying I would love to go back to see like if that's changed or if it's still the same.
I've been there. I didn't get this man. I think I've been through Salt Lake twice, but like very quick. It was like really quick, but it was like
on a Sunday.
Oh fuck!
Probably not.
Nah, one time on a Monday.
It was probably popping.
I did it with you on a Sunday, didn't I? No, maybe it was Monday.
It was probably still popping.
I was like, was it us that were there? No, we did a layover. So we did a quick like airport trip in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
We didn't actually do Salt Lake. Yeah. So it probably was Sundays, you're right. I'm trying to think, because I just don't remember shit popping off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
is a weird airport to land into because it's like in a bowl of mountains. So it's like you're surrounded by mountains and the planes go over these mountains.
Yeah, but it's cool.
And then they just drop it. Oh, it's
fucking. It looks
beautiful.
Cool. Especially in the wintertime, man. The snow caps and shit, man.
It's beautiful.
It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. On that, tell them where they can find us.
At the Common Foot Podcast on IG, on Facebook, on Instagram, at Carbon FP Pod, on X, on TikTok, on Twitter, and then all your favorite at the Common Foot Podcast on anything where you listen to music or podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, GeoSavin, TuneIn, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Radio Cast, TuneIn, all it. Tell your smart devices to play the Common Foot Podcast. We're out there. We're pretty much on everything now. And then hopefully getting video on Apple Podcasts and Spotify offer videos, and before it was only for certain podcasts, but they're starting to open it up for everybody else. So if you don't watch us on YouTube, then hopefully soon you'll get a chance to watch us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So stay tuned.
Yeah, man. And as always, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.